You're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio. And you listen to Massive Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan African Show. With your host, none other than Jimmy from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson.
Kawe siarifu pekee inasundwa sabundani likachini toba inadojo na pori imeja kichele kuna kulet jom kanipata mbele cheza na njugu jo kishikilia kamwoko ndege wa kimwoko mbio mbaya kama mbapo tunachoma lifa na tukuliva tunaiva ukiona mziza afikale tunaiva just more time that's the side that's the side okay that's why that's the side that's the side just more time that's the side that's the side okay that's why
Tangili ni msojo kurip mamwere yes man tuko juu ya lele ile tip na mapapol his ndo maana tukomoka na tupige kelele chagua moja mawaitu ilo tuwa shika kilo high before wakuti wanati itifanya mwili unakatwa mingi bad boy basiria zote karibu na kichele maana tuko kwenye chile take it down for my
Yes, welcome people. Good afternoon. Good morning. Yes, 7 minutes past the top of the hour. What's the time on your end? Good morning to you too, Mr. Black-Hot Fire. I see you're already up and ready for the day. Shout out to Precious in the building.
one for the family, one for the chill on weekend. Let me seriously fun not to try to go on a man over and pitch me around. Let it be from a time. We pull up and done. That's the other side.
Yes, and that is Munga, of course, with the in right Black-Hot Fire Network. We're doing happy, and I hope you guys are jamming and enjoying that from Black-Hot Fire Network with this station. Karibuni sana. Yeah, sorry for the distraction. A lot of noise. Kindly close the door. Anyway, karibuni sana to everyone who's just tuning in. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to another beautiful station right here on the Black-Hot Fire Network radio station. Shout out to, I can't pronounce your name. Shout out to you and to everyone who's also on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on the radio station, and also on the show page on Rumble. Hope you guys are getting me live and, of course, loud and clear. 8 minutes past the top of the hour. My name is Joby, in case you're here for the first time. And welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show, where our conversation shall be going to Ghana, which has announced 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks. I don't know what I wrote there. 3 weeks of power cuts, and it's crazy. Another day in Africa of where people have to be literally in dark. I wonder what the students have to do, what the business people have to do. This is literally a distraction of a country. And yesterday we spoke about destruction of the African continent itself. And you can see this is actually one of the ways, because 3 weeks without power, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to operate if literally you are a bakery, a baker? You're supposed to be, your customers are demanding and waiting for cakes delivery. What are you supposed to be doing if you're supposed to be delivering bread? What are you supposed to be doing? Literally hospitals. Talk about hospitals. Leave alone even the other businesses. How are hospitals supposed to be running? It is the same country actually last year that actually experienced also the same shortage of power cuts, I think for a week or so. And this is because they've delayed paying their bills And it actually did cost amount of lives, including children who are actually in incubators. I'll be coming back with the article, and it is crazy to see that actually this country, and you'll find out that actually right now as we talk, Nana Akufo-Addo is one of the people who are at the G7 summit, doing nothing to benefit African people. But that is our conversation for today. We shall also talk about Sudan, where we can see that despite the conflict still going on, the UN security has also come forth to demand Sudan a city siege. And we want to talk about the UN always giving us reports. I did say that yesterday. As much as we have them saying this is a forgotten war where we can't see and understand, journalists are not allowed to film or to present most of the information what is happening in the country. We can see most of the focus, in which personally I say it is all on purpose. They know what they are doing because they control the media. All the focus is going on Palestine to make people forget what is happening in Africa, but it is all funded by the same people. And we'll be sharing a video of where we can see also Steve Hree talking about the development of the UAE, and he's surprised that how this happened. Is like, this is a coon, This is why you literally see the coon in him, and where it's surprising to so many people how he's acting like he doesn't know all these resources came from Africa, building literally all these other Arabic countries to be developing, or how they developed so quickly. Because I believe this is the question what he's trying to ask, where the resources coming from, and it is so dumb of you trying to act like you don't know your own history. It is so crazy. But back to the music, we'll be coming back with the quote of the day as you get to also see what is happening on the G7 climate summit, the G7 summit, which is happening in Italy, and Ruto is one of the presidents expected to be there. And I'll be taking you to what is happening and much more coming from the African continent, also where 39 artifacts have been returned to Uganda, and that is still under a loan. Same case that happened to the same country, which is our topic for today, Ghana, a few months ago. Back to the music. This is by the one and only One Day Call. And I said yesterday, Manze, these are some of the jams personally I listen to every morning. Okay, like my energy is just always super lifted with this. I gave you this one, so What They Call, and then we have Egu, that is Mobad, and I can't remember the other artist, and then we have Happiness, Saz, featuring Asake and Ghana. Shout to the millionaire. Yes, Kid is asking, are you saying that Ghana will be without power for 3 weeks? Yes, Kid. That is our main conversation for the day. It did? I don't know. I remember you commenting how I was jamming here. I don't know. It did? I don't think so. Because I was conversing with people before I ended my show. Maybe on your end, Kid. In the morning, I know it was not really good. But I hope you guys can hear me live right now, okay and clear. She got that ice like a baby. She got ice like a baby. You want about Ghana or about my internet?
Exclusive at VitaExtra.com.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni sana once again. This is the media of the 21st century. A quick shout out to Rhymes in the building. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Shout out to Man Like They Know. Nico Fiti Uko Aje Kid is talking about Ghana. Yes. How is that possible? Because it is crazy. Last year we did report a week where we saw the same country experiencing power shortage of power cuts, and a couple of children actually, or a couple of parents lost their babies who are actually kept in incubators. And it is crazy to see that this is not, and it's a call upon the people, this is a call upon the people to literally realize that your government is not working for you. It is a high time people realize this, because there's no way nobody is going to be facing no consequences of what happens. Lives that are being lost because of the countries being backward, things not working correctly. But the colonizers are benefiting from your own effort. It is so crazy. But my quote of today, before we get started, is the struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. And I was saying, I think yesterday or just this week, I've been saying that everything is something I learned in 2021. Everything that happens, the way we keep on complaining, why is this happening to me? It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It is for your own good, whether good or bad. Trust me, every situation, and I'm glad to have learned that it's always for your own good, and that is actually supposed to strengthen you. Because personally, I feel like if I didn't go through what I have gone through and what I experience every day, challenges and everything, I'd not be who I am today. I'd not be seated here. I'd not have the confidence I have. I don't think I'd even be talking. I'd be a weakling in someone's, like 3-6 babies or something, it's crazy. But anyway, karibuni sana to everyone who's just tuning in. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope your week has been fantastic. Mine has been great. I can't wait to see what the weekend has in store. I wish that Jesus could drop some money somewhere. I feel like going somewhere this weekend. So if only Jesus could just give us money the way we've been praying so hard as African people for the centuries. I'd really require some money right now in my pockets. Like, come on. But anyway, karibuni sana. As we get started with the conversation of today. Yes, kid, that'd be literally someone's wife somewhere in the ghetto and having maybe, I don't know, but I knew what I wanted. So thank God I never ended up there. Never. Literally. Couldn't even see myself anywhere closer. We'll start with our neighboring country right here. This is Uganda, and Uganda has been loaned back some of their artifacts that was stolen from them. We keep on talking about the Africa history, the things that are not even taught in school. Like really a very big impact, and Africans don't know is that fact, how meaningful they really meant to us and how meaningful they are to us as African people, and why white people refuse to give them back is something we should be able to question today as we learn history. Why is it that they have refused to return our artifacts back to our very own nations, our very own continent? What does it mean to you as an African person? What is it that they don't want you to learn? I feel like as much as we do this research and everything, that is what Africans should start understanding. Personally, I've done a couple of shows on this, so I don't want to go down the hill. We want to talk about what is happening in Uganda specifically. So they're saying after decades, 39 Ugandan objects have returned home, and the University of Cambridge returned 39 Ugandan items, which range from tribal regal to pottery to the eastern country on Saturday. That was 8th of June. And some of the objects were shown exclusively to AP journalists on Wednesday. That was on 12th of June, this Wednesday. And the items remain the property of the collection archaeology and anthropology at Cambridge, and which is loaning them to Uganda for an initial period of 3 years, said Mark Elliott, the museum's senior curator in anthropology. Number one, it is crazy. When we're talking about Ghana also being, let me check about Ghana getting loaned back their artifacts so we can relate. Loaned. Okay, when we're talking about Ghana, when we're reading about the article, we saw that the countries, that was not the country, but the museum, that was the Victoria Albert Museum and the British Museum, had signed a contract to never allow these artifacts to return back to their very own origin, which is Africa. And that is what explains actually, number one, the psychopathic mindset of a white person. It is crazy. And understanding the way what Kamlesh was reading yesterday, the article, when they came to Africa and saw the amount of wealth we had, and they saw we had no thieves, we had literally, everyone was so blessed, we had nothing to literally quarrel or ask about. And how are they called? This is what I'm supposed to use. The ingredients, if that is the right term, the ingredients came in. I don't know if that is the right time to, but the ingredients came in and saw what we really had. Until to date, is still surprising them. Till to date, it is still surprising them. But there's something that Keith you once mentioned, and which majority that are in this museum, the British, at the Albert, at the Victoria Museum, all these universities, there's something that you once mentioned, and I took a very heavy note on it. And why, the reason why they hold on to them is because, number one, which is why I'm saying Africans should start understanding what this means to you, is because they know how powerful these artifacts meant, and spiritually they were, or what they meant to us. And that is something very heavy, literally. It's not something to take on a lighter note. As an African person, heavy as an African person, to beg back, because we do beg back. That is literally the right word to use. While you're trying to beg back your own artifacts, you should be educated well enough, because we know the generation of today, we have no history. You should be educated enough of what you are requesting back for. Do history research, what this really meant to you as an African system of education, like Afrocentrism. That is what you start educating people about, the true African science. You start educating now about what this really meant, why our ancestors came up with this and this and this, such kind of thing. So those are all my own thoughts on that. But they're saying that the items remain, I did read that, and they're saying that Elliot described it is as much very museum to museum collaboration that stems for years to returning objects deemed exceptionally powerful and exceptionally sensitive to communities whose belongings they were. You hear the words they were using, which is what you just said, Keith. They're spiritual, exceptionally powerful, and exceptionally sensitive to communities, because they were. Like, personally, I say, I don't know where I got all this information downloaded. Like Kamlesh was saying, he also doesn't know. There's something he mentioned yesterday, and he was like, how did I even have that information? Yeah. Past life knowledge. Shout out to Mburu in the building. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Past life knowledge. Yeah. And flashes. Sometimes you get some flashes like, God damn, I'm not hallucinating, It's crazy. But they're saying that the objects selected by Ugandan curators represent a small fraction of about 1,500 ethnographic objects from Uganda that Cambridge has owned for a century. And Cambridge acquired most as donators from private collections, and many were given by an Anglican missionary active in Uganda in the 1890s and the early 20th century. Uganda gained independence from the UK, that is in 1962. And the next step is to research their contemporary significance and to help to put a temporary exhibition of the objects next year. And Ugandan's agreement with Cambridge is renewable, allowing for the possibility of permanent loan, perhaps local ownership, Wow. And the Ugandan government commissioner in charge of museum and the monuments was the one giving the information. He says that 6 years that have passed for us now to get 39 objects. We are working now with the Cambridge team to see, why are we working? You're supposed to give me my shit back. You know, these are where again we sorry again, which I don't like when we always have to use the weak term on African people. While you're begging, these people are literally coming in to take more. They refuse to give what they stole first, and they're willing to come back and take more. Neocolonialism is literally happening. It's very active in our very own eyes, but we still beg. We're still trying to beg. Give me. Till when? Happens to be colonized again, which I know and believe with the number which we can see of youths waking up, I hope it's not gonna happen. But it's gonna be so shocking seeing us being colonized again. Today in 2024, I'd be so surprised. Some things do shock me and make me think a lot about Africa. Trust me. Like, you see how things are moving and you're like, are we really gonna make it? Are we really gonna make it? But 6 years have passed for us now to get 39 object. That is what the Uganda Governor Commissioner in charge of museum was saying. And she also said, we are working now with the Cambridge that we talk to other museum and be able to repart. You're not even sure about what you want. Number one. And this way, when you go to this summit, you act like, we know our position. When journalists ask you something, you say, like, we understand our position. You don't know anything. Because the fact that you don't even understand of when you want to get back your artifacts, you sound crazy. Uganda's officials seeking such